There is no more prestigious position in football than captaining your country, with the armband only passed to those deemed worthy of such a role. To be appointed skipper is to be acknowledged as a leader and a person capable of summoning up the spirit in those around you to go chasing collective goals. At this summer's World Cup finals in Russia, 32 men are taking to the field looking to provide the inspiration and guidance to those around them in an attempt to deliver the grandest of prizes. In the case of England, a new era will be opened, with Tottenham striker Harry Kane having been charged with the task of following in some illustrious footsteps and making the Three Lions roar once more. Although Gareth Southgate's side do not face as much pressure as previous Three Lions teams heading into the World Cup, a lot of weight rests on Kane's shoulders, and he has only increased that by saying they will tackle the tournament head-on and setting sights on winning the Golden Boot. The striker will enhance his already glowing reputation if he shows he is a strong leader throughout their campaign in Russia, and will follow in the footsteps of the famous figures who wore the armband on the big stage for England before him. Billy Wright, 1950-1954. He led the Three Lions in their first 3 World Cup outings during the 1950s, taking in appearances at events in Brazil, Switzerland and Sweden. He would taste just 2 victories on the grandest of stages, however, with an infamous 1-0 defeat to the United States in 1950 arguably his lowest ebb. A quarter-final defeat to Uruguay in 1954 was as far as he got in the competition. John Haynes, 1962. Having been a regular source of goals at club level during an iconic spell with Fulham, Haynes was considered to be the ideal candidate to lead his country. He did earn 56 caps while netting 18 goals for England, but none of those efforts came at the 1962 World Cup in Chile. The Three Lions would make it through the group stage and into the quarter-finals, but they ultimately came unstuck against eventual winners Brazil. Haynes suffered an unfortunate car accident shortly after the finals and ended up being overlooked in 1966. Bobby Moore, 1966. Like right before him, Moore skippered his country on 90 occasions, taking in 108 appearances in all. The West Ham legend was the man chosen to lead the way on home soil in 1966, and his talismanic presence at the heart of the defense helped the Three Lions to the most stunning of successes. The image of him being hoisted aloft by jubilant teammates on the Wembley turf, Jules Rimet trophy in hand, is one which will live forever in English football folklore. Mick Mills, 1982. A versatile operator who was switched between right and left back while taking in 42 appearances for England, Ipswich icon Mills was handed the armband for the 1982 World Cup finals after forcing his way back into contention under Ron Greenwood following an initial spell as a reserve. The Three Lions would make it to the second group stage in Spain but, despite being unbeaten in the competition, bowed out following goalless draws with the hosts in West Germany. 5 of Mills' 8 games as skipper came at the 1982 event. Brian Robson, 1986. Injuries were, however, to prove a problem for the talismanic midfielder throughout his career, and they eventually brought his campaigns in Mexico and Italy to a close, with a shoulder problem picked up during a group stage clash with Morocco in 1986 and another knock suffered against the Netherlands 4 years later. Peter Shilton, 1986. Shilton had been part of the England setup for 16 years when given the chance to skipper his country on the world stage. He had the armband on when beaten by Diego Maradona's "Hand of God" and "Goal of the Century" in 1986, while the last of his record-breaking haul of 125 caps came in a third-place playoff at Italia 90 with international retirement announced at 40 years of age. Terry Butcher, 1990. By the time England were left cursing their luck from the penalty spot during a semi-final date with West Germany in 1990, Bobby Robson had made another big captaincy call. Brian Robson had started as skipper, Shilton had then taken over again, while Butcher inherited the armband for the knockout stages. A man who had shed plenty of blood, sweat and tears for the good of the Three Lions cause down the years came agonizingly close to getting a shot at the most prestigious prize in football, but ended up heading into retirement with 77 caps and a sense of what could have been. Alan Shearer, 1998. Appointed England captain by Glenn Hoddle for the 1998 World Cup qualification campaign, the prolific Newcastle striker would retain the armband until slipping into international retirement on the back of Euro 2000. Shearer would grace just one World Cup finals over the course of his distinguished career, with further penalty heartache suffered by a man who endured similar at Euro 96. England, despite the efforts of a young Michael Owen, crashed out to Argentina in the second round. David Beckham, 2002. Golden balls. I was, however, to earn redemption in some style, with his next outing at a World Cup final seeing him fill captaincy duties. Beckham, who almost single-handedly carried the Three Lions to the 2002 finals, was only half fit in Korea. He also skippered England in 2006, but once again penalties and red cards proved to be their undoing. Steven Gerrard, 2010. He was unable to produce his brilliant best on a regular basis for the Three Lions, but to try and drag them through a testing period under Fabio Capello and Roy Hodgson. Gerrard announced his international retirement after enduring humbling group stage exits at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Frank Lampard, 2014. Gerrard did not start what proved to be his final appearance for England, with Hodgson having opted to tinker with the side which underwhelmed horribly on Brazilian soil. A final group stage fixture against Costa Rica saw the armband pass to Chelsea stalwart Lampard, but he also struggled to provide the necessary motivation and the Three Lions limped home after collecting no victories and just 1 point from a sorry campaign which intensified the calls for sweeping changes to be made. Harry Kane, 2018. Kane scored within a seconds of his senior debut as he stepped off the bench to replace Wayne Rooney in the Euro 2016 qualifier with Lithuania in March 2015. That was a sign of things to come, and just 3 years later the prolific Tottenham striker has been handed the armband by Gareth Southgate. A man who already has 13 international goals to his name in just 24 appearances will become England's youngest World Cup captain when he takes to the field against Tunisia on June 18 at the age of 24. The question is, how far can he take the Three Lions? How England captains have fared at the World Cup. PWDLGF Ga Billy Wright 102441415, John Haynes 411256, Bobby Moore 1071215, McMills 53206. 1 Brian Robson 40311 Peter Shilton 530294 Terry Butcher 321053 Alan Shearer 421174 David Beckham 1054112 Steven Gerrard 612359 Frank Lampard 101000